How's it going, everyone? Ben Callaway here. I am at the Discraft factory. I am thrilled to announce that I have been promoted to the Elite team. And with being on the Elite team comes a Tour Series disc. This year, I have chosen the Undertaker, and in celebration of that, let's go out to the back and pick out a few to give away.
Hey guys, welcome to the Discraft factory. I'm here today with Ben Callaway, the man, the myth, the legend. Recently just got promoted to the Elite team, so let's check in with him and see what he's got going on. So Ben, Elite team. There's so much stuff that we could talk about, but
yeah.
What did it take to get to that point?
Well, I mean, I've always had a pretty hard work ethic, but I've never gone on tour. And I knew for so many years that if I wanted to make that next level, that next step, I had to at least put that much commitment into touring for one full year and seeing that I had what it takes.
Yeah.
And you know, you've mentioned that to me many times. I've heard that from other team members as well. And then I finally had the opportunity to do it, and well, here I am.
I knew you could make it. It just came down to actually taking the chance and trying. I mean, you have a family, so I mean, how did that go, being able to convince your family to go on tour?
It was hard. I mean, you're a family man. You understand what it's like to leave your family back home when you want to go do your job. So it was definitely a really tough decision. But my wife is, you know, she's an amazing woman. She was very understanding that she knew that this is what I want to do, you know, and see that if I had the potential to make it my job, you know, as well. So when I lost my job due to COVID and the opportunity presented itself to go on tour, we, you know, saved up some money. We talked about the schedule, how often I would be home, and then I went out on tour. It was definitely a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, especially at the beginning, but we got through it, and you know,
Paid off.
It paid off really well.
Here we are. So let the fans know, how long have you been on the team now?
This will be my 11th year on Team Discraft.
Okay, and you've been touring, full-time touring for, this is your second?
This will be my second year full-time touring.
So it's not too late. Anyone out there wanting to pursue their disc golf dream, it's not too late. It takes a lot of work, dedication,
really
sacrifice.
does. Yes.
Let's talk about your new discs.
Yeah, let's do that.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, the Undertaker.
You better thank Missy for switching to the Thrasher, opening up one of your favorite discs.
Thanks, Missy. I appreciate it. I mean, it's true though. I mean, when this disc came out in 2016, it immediately went in the bag. You know, I felt like it was something that was missing in the Discraft lineup for myself. Yeah. And it's been in my bag since then. It's one of my go-to fairway drivers, and I love the disc very much.
So what are the things you like about the Undertaker? Like, what kind of shots are you using that disc for?
Well, one thing I love about the Undertaker is my ability to shape shots, especially when I'm in the woods. Mm-hmm. It's also a wonderful disc for me when I'm in between distances.
Yeah.
So plus I also love the comfortability I have, like, in my hand. Like, it feels natural. Sure. But I really enjoy throwing it in the woods when I need to hit a gap, hit a good line. I hit it on that hyzer flip, flips up to flat, goes straight, finishes fairly neutral. So it's a wonderful disc.
So it's a straight shot for you.
Straight shot for me.
So 2022 season's almost on us. Got the promotion to the Elite team. Life's gonna be a little more comfortable for you on the road. What are some things that you're gonna be working on for your game, your brand, your career, basically?
Yeah, my career, yeah. So pretty much as soon as the tour finale halted, you know, that came to a close, I went straight home and I immediately got into the gym. You know, one thing I wanted to do this off season was I wanted to put on at least 10 pounds. So I went and started dieting and working out constantly, preparing my body for a lengthy tour. Because there were times, like, I mean, I've been working out for many years prior, but you know, being on tour, I definitely noticed some things that I could probably improve on.
Sure.
So I immediately got into the gym, started dieting and working out, and I also have like a little area set up in my basement where I can throw into a net and putt from like 25 feet. So I've been doing throws. I've been throwing and putting pretty much every single day since then as well.
Really?
Yeah, and so preparing my body physically and mentally is what I've been doing. As far as my brand goes, I'm gonna try to be a lot more on social media. Like I don't have a terrible presence on it,
Sure.
but I feel like I could do better.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to have more of a social media presence. Obviously, you know, being with Ledgestone, that'll help a lot, and being on Elite with Discraft, that's gonna help. That's gonna help a lot as well. So yeah, those have been my goals off season, and then coming into the season, obviously, I want to try to win some events. I want to make my statement.
Yeah, you won some big events last year, and you were close on some major events that you had some really good finishes.
Yeah.
What were some of the highlights last year, finish-wise?
From my least favorite to my most favorite, I would have to say obviously Dynamic Discs Open. Being on the stage there.
Yep.
That was actually a pretty big moment for me coming from Jonesboro, because I had made one of the things I wanted to do is prove that I could make a lead card rather than being on a feature card. So I proved myself at Jonesboro that I could do it. Obviously, the second round didn't go very well, but then I proved it right after that. Dynamic was my next event, and I think until like the third round, back 9, I was actually like tied for the lead.
Yeah.
And so that was probably like one of my, and what I mean by least is like that's one of my favorite moments. But on the scale of the entire year, my most favorite was probably winning my local A tier, the Rumble.
The Rumble.
That's been one that I've wanted for literally 12 years now.
Yeah.
So when I won that, it was a pretty special moment, very emotional.
It was huge for us too. I mean, we've worked with Ironline for a long time. We sponsor that event, so it's cool. It was cool to see the kind of the takeover, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because like all 3 of those events came back to back to back. So it went Jonesboro, Dynamic, and then I went straight to the Rumble. Yeah. So to have that momentum coming in, it was pretty special.
It's
and
wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
It was an amazing year for you. What are some of the events that you think you're looking forward to the most next year for Redemption? I mean, obviously, first year touring full time, there's probably events that you wish you could get back or have another shot at.
Obviously, D-Glow comes to mind. I mean, obviously the events that I had a pretty close contention for the win, I would like to have Redemption there. I proved myself that I have the ability to compete with the top players in the world, so I feel like I could win those events. But the ones I would want Redemption on are D-Glow. I didn't perform that well there. I would like another shot at GMC, because those courses are so amazing and it's so beautiful there. So to play bad, it just makes you, I don't know, it doesn't feel like you give the course justice. You want to play well.
Feels like kind of tournament that you probably should have had a little edge with how far you throw and the shots that you can throw.
Exactly. And then probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most is Worlds.
Worlds.
Yeah.
D-Glow's one that strikes me because, as many of you might know or not know, you got your first sponsorship deal with Discraft 11 years ago from your win at Nats, which is on the toboggan.
Yes.
And then a few years later, you also won D-Glow.
Yeah.
I believe you beat out team captain Paul Ulibarri.
Sure did.
For that win.
Sure did.
So you have a big history with the toboggan specifically. Would you say that's one of your favorite courses? Or?
I would say yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's been in my top 5 ever since I played it for the first time in 2010. For the sake that it's a wonderful course, I love what you guys and Nate Heinel are doing with progressing the course and adding difficulty to it, and I love that about it. Also, the fact that I also have so much memories from it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's where I got my first tournament sponsor. It's where I got my first amateur major win. Yeah. It's also where I got my first A-tier win.
Yeah.
In winning D-Glow, back in 2015. So
it's pretty special, and it's not an easy course to get a win on.
No.
All right, that's Ben Callaway. You got to know him a little more. I've been working with him for 7, 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years, yeah.
He's been on the team for 11, so lucky me.
All right, everyone, here are my 3 signed Undertakers. If you want to learn how to win one, check out the details below.